EXSIM is very reputable. So I quite like because I've studied the background, I studied the projects, and those properties that they've been offering and all that is quite reputable, and so far the projects are quite good. Future, if I want to rent the place or if I have to sell the place, the value would definitely go up because of it's a populated area.
So welcome back to our testimonial session, and this is my VIP Jason, and congratulations, you just gotten your property for KINGSWOODZ at Bukit Jalil. So Jason, first of all, I actually just wanted to ask, right, after you visited, like you mentioned before, you visited Puchong property and also maybe some of the property that you seen through online, what makes KINGSWOODZ a deal breaker that actually you will want to proceed with this property, I mean for you and your wife actually, for KINGSWOODZ?
So actually we've been looking into quite a few properties because we are looking for a place that can offer either for me to stay or even to invest in the future, because we're not really that sure in the future whether to invest or to stay. Okay, so we have seen a few properties, but after seeing basically this EXSIM project, I quite like mainly the first thing is the location, because we are looking for somewhere around Bukit Jalil, around this area, because we believe that this is a central hub, because I believe there is a central point for all places. And secondly, I look into the project because, as you know, I'm also scared that some projects halfway will stop and all these kind of things, but EXSIM is very reputable. So I quite like because I've studied the background, I studied the projects, and those properties that they've been offering and all that is quite reputable, and so far the projects are quite good. So I decided to go with this. Mainly is because of all these reasons.
And also you mentioned, I think that you also will choose a property that can be your own stay and also can be investment. So it means that future you have the flexibility of maybe you want to stay.
Because I mean some places is very suitable for homestay only. Some places only suitable for investment. But since we are not that sure of the future yet, and I feel that this project gives us this dual concept. Basically, it's very good to stay in. It's a very homey place, but it can also be, you know, like a high investment value place for property and all that.
Because some of the places may be very far, but investment value is not there. No?
Correct.
Example like that. Okay, so actually, second thing, right, then I believe you maybe deal with also a few considered property agents. So far, my service and Brian's service, so far, how you feel that? All the service, everything okay?
I mean, I'm very truthful here. I've met quite a few property agents. So definitely it is through the calling and all that we are attracted to come here and explore this place. So I find that the service is given is quite professional. Basically, we ask a few tough questions, we ask a few questions regarding this property and all that, and the response was always quite prompt, which I like, because some people they read or they take a long time to reply you, but the response was very prompt, and also there's a sense of security that you give to us. Basically, you explain everything to us, and like you really try to go all the way to explain and also to curb all our worries and problems and that. So I find it like that's very securing.
I remember that day actually on the 2 hours meeting itself, then you already placed the booking. Then afterwards, actually we haven't really got a final unit left, if you can recall. Then after the loan approved, then we gotten a very good unit for your.
So I mean, I definitely believe in the ability of a person. So like I've seen some of the background and all that, so I think that we are able to get us some special, I mean the units and all that is because of, it could be connections or it could be like you know people and all that, so that's the reason why we we really want to choose, if you want to buy something from someone, you always choose the best. Basically in a sense.
Thanks, brother. Okay. So actually, another thing I wanted to ask, right, because KINGSWOODZ, I believe we also know that the location is very prime. Like it's only walking distance to LRT, only walking distance to Pavilion and Park in the whole Bukit Jalil. There's only this one property. But at the same time, right, people might mention the Jalil shop or we call it the main road, Jalan Jalil Perkasa one. The area might be a bit jammed and congested, right? I believe maybe you also have similar feeling before. Maybe might feel the area is jammed. But what makes you feel that actually the jam is actually still okay, that you are willing to accept?
I mean, I stayed in Puchong, and now I'm staying around Bangsa area and all that. To me, actually, almost every area is always normally jammed. It's just the hours that you choose. If you come out during the peak period, of course, it'll be more congested.
Everywhere.
So I think one more thing I feel very important as well, because if a place is congested or a place is jammed up, it also means that there's a lot of traffic flow and there's a lot of population and all that. So I mean, in the future, if I want to rent the place or if I want to sell the place, the value would definitely go up because of it's a populated area. So if you see the good out of it, I mean, I can accept the jam as long as I don't travel much during the peak hours, and I rather value the value of the property, because this is what I'm looking for in the future. So I want something to invest in and all that. So it's not really an issue for me.
I understand. Actually, non-peak hours still can accept.
I mean, it's not. I believe that it won't be jammed to that a certain extent, because what I'm looking for is like I also want the place is populated so that in the end,
convenient.
when I look for food, I look for facilities and all that, I can find it in the area. Because some places that are less dense and all that, a lot of facilities you wouldn't get it there. And shops and all that.
True. Okay, another thing, right, actually, I want to ask, because since Jason and you and your wife actually consider high profile client, and what makes you actually think that, because this property actually, now I thought of, actually it's considered 4 years later.
Okay.
Like some of you might feel that, hey, actually I buy sub-sale maybe even better, that you can straight away see, straight away buy, and you'll definitely have the ability to do that. But what makes you actually feel that, hey, KINGSWOODZ, even though 4 years later, but you feel that it's still very good choice to buy, and it's a smart decision to get KINGSWOODZ?
Because especially my wife, she's been studying a lot regarding this property. So I think it differs according to people. For me, we are not looking into something right now, because if you ask me right now, maybe I wouldn't even buy the property. But because we are looking, not in a rush, we are looking for something later on, and we already have a place to stay. We are comfortable with all that we have now. But we know that in the future, we are also expanding. We want to look for different places. So I think that even the timeline, I quite like it. If the timeline of the project is really next year, I might not even take it as well. So I'm looking for something that, like 3-4 years down the road, things have changed, we are more stable, right? So we are looking into things like that. So we prefer looking into like 3-4 years is a good time for us.
I see. Yeah, I think that's very perfect for the situation. So last thing, right, Jason, actually, if you have any friends or relatives or even your family is finding property, will you recommend our service?
I mean, to be honest, definitely, because I come to do this project mainly also because it's through you, and also I like all that I've seen, I like all the service that are offered. So of course, if I have friends or families looking for projects, especially maybe around the area or even EXSIM projects, I definitely will recommend you, especially. I find services very important. So if someone is giving me the best of service, of course I will recommend this to people that I know. Yeah.
I understand. Okay, so that's all for this testimonial session. So at last also congratulations, Jason.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you
so
so much.
all the best.
Right.
So I hope to see you in the next testimonial session now. All right. Thank you.
Right.
Bye bye.